Study guitar online with Berklee's renowned faculty. Download your free guitar handbook now and discover how Berklee Online can help you become a better guitar player.
What's up guys, Gabriel Bergman here with Premier Guitar, and in today's video we'll be checking out 3 John Mayer soloing styles that not only he's utilized throughout his career, but also used effectively in his latest record, Sob Rock. So let's go. Gear-wise, for today's video, I'm using once again my prowess Silver Sky into my pedal board that has the addition of an Ibanez TS10. That's going into my Vintage Deluxe Reverb, into the aux, into my DAW, and straight to you. So let's go. Cool. So the first John Mayer solo technique or tendency I want to focus on is his use of the major scale in a song like Last Train Home, right? Last Train Home, the single from Sob Rock, and a really cool progression. Lots of triads, which I personally love. Right? Pretty cool. Simple and really to the point. Now, how I would approach it, and mostly you can tell in the Last Train Home ballad version, is he's very much approaching it in E major, right? All that's E major scale. Right? And it's really a great melodic approach, you know. He's also well known in this song to do minor pentatonic, but still aiming at those major notes, right? So for example, if we're doing a phrase like, what we do, we just mixed minor pentatonic with major pentatonic or major scale. But for me personally, to really get a more melodic and a more, I don't know if musical is the right word, major scale works wonderfully. Right? Very beautiful. Even a phrase in like on the recording where he goes, all major scale, and you can see he descends an E major triad. So when it comes to a song like Last Train Home, the more melodic, in this case E major scale, works beautifully. Let's see it in action. that was Last Train Home. Really incredible song by Mr. Mayer himself. And a song, like mentioned, really thrives with a heavy major tonality. So if we keep with this major tonality, let's move on to Shot in the Dark, another song in the Sob Rock album, and another song that on the Sob Rock tour had some great soloing from John. So we all know the intro riff, which may have been played position 4. Really great riff, especially with the chorus. Nailed it. But when it came to the soloing section, right, this is where the progression changes, and depends who you were looking at on stage, you'd realize that it was a progression that was G, A, D. And this progression, again, very major, but how John would approach it was very major pentatonic, right? So from the key of D, it would be D, E, F sharp, A, B, D. Major pentatonic. Very, how do you say it? It's the same thing as like B minor pentatonic. One opening that John would do a lot with the tube screamer is he'd do these open strings. Something like that. Right? And then he'd move on, maybe become very major pentatonic up here. Move up. That bend's a cool one. This B to a C sharp, the major 7th, is really cool bend. So again, in a song like Shot in the Dark, where the progression is G, A, D, you would very much approach it with major pentatonic. So with that being said, let's check it out in action. So that was Shot in the Dark, a song that I know from myself, and maybe for you all as well, when I first played it on the Sob Rock album, I was expecting an epic outro solo, and there was none. But we did get those epic outro solos during the live tour, and they were awesome. So again, that was style number 2, very D major pentatonic. Let's now shift to our third John Mayer solo style, which is minor pentatonic. And the song we'll look at is also from Sob Rock, Wild Blue. You know, depends who you ask, they'll say it's maybe the most talked about solo or the best solo on the record, and I wholeheartedly agree. It's a really good solo. Equally as good is the progression, you know, very A minor. Super cool. A minor, C, F, D minor, back to 1. If you want to get even more specific about it, go to position 2 on your Silver Sky or Strat or S-style guitar, and you have the solo tone. So good. So now if we take one step back and say, how do we practice this? How can we approach this solo? First, if you have a looper, I would recommend looping the chord progression. You know, then A minor pentatonic is your best friend. All that is A minor. And you can limit yourself, let's say, in starting in small areas, right? First start off in like your root position. Maybe you get higher. Get higher. And what's cool about having the ability to start low and end on a super high note is dynamically you're building up a solo to where you have a big crescendo at the end. And even when you get super high on the guitar, you can even add a tube screamer and overdrive to take you really over the top. So practice that, you know. Very A minor pentatonic. You can do all your very classic Mayer Stevie Ray Vaughan-isms. You can add in this 6th degree, the flat 6 like John does. Even the 9th degree, that B, works perfect. So again, Wild Blue, strictly A minor. Let's check it out in action. Well, alright guys, that's today's video checking out the 3 John Mayer soloing techniques. We looked at the major scale, major pentatonic, and maybe his favorite, minor pentatonic. Once again, my name is Gabriel Bergman. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.